What is going on, everybody? It is your boy Nick from On the Foot Market. I have a special guest on a video today. It's going to be a big video. It's going to be kind of a whole guide for you dudes today about FIFA 19 in general, a pre-guide, first week guide, second week guide. We got it all. And today we're joined by Mr. Chewboy. How you doing?
I'm all right. How you doing, buddy?
I'm really good, bro, and I'm happy to have you on today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course, bro. So we're going to start off, guys. We're going to discuss today FIFA 19, the pre-order stuff. You know, a lot of people have questions about editions and things like that. If you guys do enjoy the video, drop a thumbs up. If you guys have questions, just get in the comments down below, and I'll be able to get some of those. And yeah, so Chew, which edition are you going to be getting, and you know, what do you think are the positives and negatives to some of the editions?
Well, of course, I'm gonna get the Ultimate Edition. I think it comes with my job.
Yeah.
As a streamer, YouTuber, whatever you call it, content creator for FIFA. I think every content creator is probably gonna get the Ultimate Edition, mainly because, well, one, you want to pre-order it to get it early, along with EA access, and then two, I guess just any extra packs helps. You know, I'm actually not a fan of the way they do things in terms of how I would rather just have FIFA points, to be honest with you, in a pre-order versus the packs, because I'm sure you know it kind of just, the packs kind of go stale after about 10 weeks.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I think we'd rather have them all in the beginning, and that'd be really helpful. I think they would sell a lot more of the Ultimates, honestly, because to be honest, I agree with you. Like, once we get past that 10-week period, because you get two jumbos, two 15K packs a week for 20 weeks. Yeah, you're right. About week 10, you just kind of stop caring about them coming. So
yeah, and apologies if you hear some kind of knock. I think they're doing some renovations next door, so it's like a light knock. But ignore that. We're here to talk about FIFA 19. Yeah, I think I was actually talking to an EA guy, like one of my old coworkers at EA, and you know, because I was like, dude, like packs kind of suck, and he was like, all right, you know, maybe what if we can't do? And this isn't saying that it's gonna happen or not, but I was spitballing some ideas with the guy, and he was like, all right, what if we give you like a huge discount? I was like, yeah, that'd be great. If you gave me, like, if I pre-ordered, I get like on top of my EA access discount, I get like a extra 25% or extra 20% discount off FIFA points. For me, that's worth it low, because I think all we want to do is just spend money on FIFA points anyway. So just the more you do to like help me get away with that is better. So Ultimate Edition for me, but I'm not a huge fan of what the Ultimate Edition comes with. I think you get like Ronaldo and Neymar too. I mean, loans.
Yeah, you're gonna get loans, a kit. You're gonna get a gold player pick pack from the Champions League. You get that also with the Champions Edition. The only difference between the actual two editions is that you're gonna get with the Champions Edition, you're gonna get one jumbo 15K pack a week, and with the Ultimate, you're gonna get two, both for 20 weeks. So you'll end up with 40 in the Ultimate. I mean, again, it's a little pack difference. Both of them do give you 3 days early access, which is very important, and we'll talk about that a little bit. As well as we were talking, I believe with the Ultimate Edition, there is right now, if you buy it, I think through Xbox.com or FIFA 18, there's a way to buy it while you're on your FIFA 18. There's a code or a link on FIFA 18 in the menu, where I think now you can get the Ultimate Edition for the same price as the Champions Edition, or $10 cheaper. It's what everybody's been telling me for like the last 2 weeks. So that's something as well where you could probably get the best edition now for a lot better of a price than you probably could have like a month or two ago. I don't know how it all transpires there.
Exactly. So apparently, this is how I usually pre-order. I usually just go. It's in your FIFA 18 menu. There's like a little space in like the FUT menu, or like the outside of FUT menu. That says pre-order FIFA, and then you can it'll take you to the Xbox store or maybe the PlayStation store, and if you have EA access, it'll add an extra 10% off the 10% discount that FIFA 18 gives you. So you get 20%. So for me in Canada, that's about 20 something bucks.
Yep.
So you basically get the Ultimate Edition for the price of what the Champions Edition would be. So I mean, why not? What do you think about the Champions League player pick?
I think it's interesting. I think, to be honest, it's not going to be that. I don't think it's going to be that significant. I mean, we don't know anything. We don't know a ton about the mode, though. So I think it's cool that you'll maybe get a head start there. I think everybody's just honestly like, and I know that the new modes and all that are going to be really cool, but I think like when you think of this community and like FIFA 19, everybody's just like, where can I get the most benefits in Ultimate Team? How do I get the quickest coins? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean we'll see how that goes. Moving on, talking about the web app. Because that web app / early access now, or EA access. Early access? EA access,
There's
right?
EA access and then there's early access. I think.
Okay, so, yes, this is where it gets tricky. So, EA access versus early access, guys. EA access is Xbox exclusive. I believe it is a 10-hour, $5 package. You would sign up for the month, and then you get 10 hours of early EA access. On console, I believe that starts within the realm of when the web app drops, which is about the 19th, 20th, 21st, around that time. You should be able to, maybe it's the 22nd. You're going to get 10 hours. And then for the pre-order stuff, guys, you have 3 days of, on both consoles, unlimited access. So that's two very different things. We talked about it before. We are big fans of EA access, and we do recommend it. I know you do packs. I don't really do packs with FIFA points, but that is something that I will buy because it is very worth it.
Yeah. I mean, if you open packs on Xbox, you have to have EA access. If you open like a ton of packs, especially, it gives you what I think I don't know if it's a 10 or 20% a discount.
Yeah,
it gives you a discount on FIFA points, so you're gonna need that. And I mean, even if you just need that for the first month of FIFA 19, you can only get it for you can even get it for just 1 month if you really need it versus the whole year. You can just get it for 1 month. And actually, something that I just popped up on my mind was that on PC you can get the full game early access at the same date as EA access on Origin Premier.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean they're trying to throw PC players a bone here because I think maybe PC players have had the short end of the stick for many years. So on PC, the new Origin Premier thing is like you can actually play the full FIFA 19 game on PC.
Okay.
At the same date as EA access.
That makes me jealous.
Yeah, I know. I was actually really mad. I saw actually what ran into another ex-coworker of mine.
Yep.
Sorry. At Gamescom, who was in charge of the Origin Premier thing, and I let her have it. I was like, wow, like how'd you guys do that for PC and not console? And she's just kind of like, well, you gotta have special features for PC.
All right, so yeah, I mean that's basically, and then again, just tips. We did a video, guys, by the way, on Chu's channel. His links are going to be in the description below, obviously. And that video is kind of more in depth about EA / early access and kind of what to do when you get on there. But just talking about the web app, that is something as well, guys, where that's probably gonna be your first opportunity to open up your welcome backpacks. I've got an article up here from like FIFA U Team, which is a great website. I'll put that link in the description. There's gonna be a lot of links down there, but check Choose first. But this is kind of talking to us. It's got a checklist of what is on like this year's web app that they know. So we've got completing objectives, submitting squad building challenges, consulting leaderboards, team of the week check, buying and opening, and then they've got a few new features, which is staying up to date. Leaderboards are coming back this year to the web app, which is good because that's something I thought I missed this year. Maybe that's the reason why you and me both didn't like this year's web app. I don't know, but it was a part of kind of seeing leaderboards and stuff. I think we're also getting it on the companion app now.
I believe so.
Yeah, which is something that I'm pretty sure I heard correctly that is happening, which is really cool. You'll be able to check different leaderboards on the companion app. You can redeem rewards from the web app. I think you could do that on the companion app. I think now you can do it on the web app. You might have been able to this year towards the end. And then advanced filters. Now, I don't know 100% everything that's going on. I know that there's going to be new filters this year. What do you know about that? Do you know anything?
Yeah, it's when I was playing the game at Gamescom, I think it's really just like sorting through untradeable, tradable. You can see if you want the tradables first or just untradeable items, or when you acquired the player. I believe it's like an acquired date thing. So you can say like, all right, I want to sort my club by players that I've most recently bought. So I mean that's pretty good. I think maybe like I would also want to see some more filters, kind of like I want to see just my first owner cards. I want to see my fresh ones.
Yep.
Things like that. I think that's what like some of the power users would probably want. But I mean it's a start. Also would rather see some things like I mean this isn't necessarily filters, but like mass listing of consumables. Mm-hmm. Like by Black Friday we'll probably have thousands of contracts, thousands of squad fitness. So I kind of want to be able to like list 10 at a time. I'm sure they actually won't do that because I wonder how much that stresses the servers, things like that. So maybe they don't want people to be mass listing things at so many things at a time, because that might do something to the market.
Yeah, I mean, and the only thing I would still, regarding filters, would want, and I'm not sure if we're getting it, I saw some things on Twitter about it, was the non-rare / rare filter for when we're doing 81 plus SPCs and things like that.
Oh yeah, that would be sick.
That would be sick if we do get that this year. In terms of just getting the upper hand early on, and say you're a guy who's not spending FIFA points, what would, like, for you, I have my own things. For you, what do you think is your thing? Whether it's EA Access, whether it's PlayStation, Xbox, whether it's web app, like, what is something that you think you would do if you're not dropping a lot of points this year?
I mean, if I'm not, I'm trying to think of what I used to do when didn't used to drop points. It's been over a year now. In terms of not dropping a ton of points, I mean, first of all, if you are gonna drop any points, of course, the first week or before the game comes out is the best time to spend. That's if you are gonna spend anything. But if I'm not dropping points, I mean, I think, like, we talked about this in the video that we did on my channel, where it's like, if you get the reward packs, definitely got to open those and make the most out of that. And then you got to start grinding, like, real hard. I mean, this is like back in the day when I used to trade, this was like the most fun, because you're trying to figure out what to do with so little that you have. You can go the silver route. I used to do the kits and consumables. I used to go also I think Man United kits was something I used to flip. So, like, really popular kits. Man United, Real Madrid, Barcelona. If you can, snipe them, bin them, or open bid them for really cheap, and then list them up for people like me who are like United fanboys and want to pay as much as possible for a United kit. In terms of like EA Access, things like that, I mean, I would just start grinding squad battles. Start grinding. If you have your EASFC credits, go into that. Make sure you have everything redeemed, because you can quick sell a lot of those items. You can also get those coin boosts from the EASFC store, and just keep playing games. If you're good at FIFA, I would say go into draft and just destroy some noobs. And just win draft, because the draft rewards are OP at the start of FIFA. Then they turn absolute crap. But if you're like an elite plus player, I would say just like spam draft. If you're not an elite player, avoid draft like the plague. I went into draft at the start of last year. That was a huge mistake, because all the pros were just in draft, like going at it. And all the people I think you're going to face, not all the people, but most of the people you're going to face, I think, in the first weekend or first early access of draft, definitely early access, because people are trying to get as much as possible. I would avoid draft, because you're going to see some high level players there. But if you're good, I would say go into draft.
Yeah, so I think early access, I'm very with you there. The web app, you guys are going to be trading probably silvers, golds, bid, and that's something that you're going to do there. And then early access, if you're not spending money, I would use your 10 hours on console to probably play squad battles. Yeah. You probably want to stay away from like doing a lot of menu stuff there. You probably want to maximize your gameplay and do a lot of your trading on the web app. And we're hoping that I think the web app is a little bit better this year. Yeah. So I think do your trading on the web app, because that's unlimited. Whenever that drops, you can be on that whenever. But the early access is timed. And then, if you're going to be using points, definitely try to use the majority of it if you are a good player. Again, probably 28, 29 wins week in League Plus. Do the drafts. Even if you're winning only 2 or 3 games, your 300 FIFA points there are going to be better spent than opening 2 7.5K packs. So if you're not that good at the game and you have points, then definitely just open packs, because you don't want to waste your time. But again, like you said, if you can win drafts or at least get to the finals, the rewards are very overpowered for about 2 to 3 weeks in the beginning of the game. To the point where I think even if you are a pretty good player, which I probably will do some of these, is I probably will like pay 15,000 coins and do some drafts, because I think if you can guarantee yourself going to the finals, you will probably almost make money back.
Oh, definitely.
And if you win, forget about it. You're profiting big time in the beginning of FIFA.
Definitely, 100%.
So I think the next thing we move on to is, open your packs right away on the web app. Try to list everything up on the market. Get as many coins as possible. Do quick flipping. Hit the badges. The popular clubs, you guys think that might be funny. Like, literally, those do sell early on. So check if you have any. If you don't, there's going to be people all over the market, as we talked about earlier in one of Chu's videos on his channel. Get a list of like 20 players. Just search through them on the market, on the web app. Try to get some low buy nows, flip them really quickly, and start to build your coins up as much as you can. before. The goal for you guys should be, whether it is you are a gameplay player, whether you are a trader, investor, try to get as many coins as you can with whatever the heck you want to do before the full game comes out. That's the best advantage you guys can give yourselves. And so when the full game comes out, I wanted to discuss, we looked at dates. Team of the Week 1 is something we'll probably talk about first, and then we'll talk about ones to watch after, and ones to watch cards and gold cards, because that will come out 2 days after the full release or something like that. It's always like the first Friday. So regarding Team of the Week 1, I got to ask you, last year, I think you bought a Valencia last year, right?
Yeah, I got one Valencia and Team of the Week 1 because I went pay to win. So I had enough coins to buy one Valencia. I want to say I flipped him for, maybe I made I think I bought him just under 100, maybe flipped it for like 250 something just to get some coins. And then I still bought another one because, again, he was such a meta player. And I think I was watching you and Golden Bear and those guys. So I picked up another one after launch for about, I think 200 and just held on to him. And then I remember about the time Christmas or whatever, when he was crazy at 6, I just got rid of him. I love him, but he's not 600k worth. Let's be real, for a right back. So like you said, Team League 1 players, if you see a good player, it's always a fullback. If you see I remember the year before, I think it was Inform Kyle Walker or something like that.
Yep.
I know you made a killing on that. I think fullbacks are. If we can get a really good meta fullback, a Walker, any fullback that's the best in the top, I would say even 3 leagues or 5 leagues, Premier League, Serie A. I think Serie A is going to be big because of course Ronaldo. So if you see a big fullback who's probably the best, maybe I don't know, Gulam or something like that. I don't know, or Alexandro. If Alexandro gets it, dude, pray to God Alexandro gets it.
Hey guys, if Alexandro gets an inform, I might drop your boy's dropping the FIFA points. All right, we need 2 million coins. And I'm gonna buy them all.
Oh my God, because
you're gonna see the prices and just be like, I need to get coins to buy that.
Exactly.
And
I don't know who the right back is for Juve. Is it Cuadrado now or?
They got Cancelo. Cancelo?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know how OP Cancelo is, but let's say Alexandro gets one then. Or just just a fullback for me is the magic position because when you look at goalkeepers, goalkeepers are always kind of crap, but maybe you like a certain one. Defenders, center backs, there's always the Chiellinis. Let's say there's always that 3 or 4 amazing center backs in each league, but fullbacks is always just the one guy. It's always either Walker or it's either 1 or 2. I think that's the only position where it's debatable it's 1 or 2 players who are the best in that position. But either way, any other player in the Team of the Week 1 that is very, very usable for that particular league. Actually, it's not international break that week, is it? I hope not. I think international break is
I don't think so.
Okay, because international break is coming up. But any Team of the Week player that's very important to that league and is one of the best in his position in that league is gonna be money. Maybe not go for the super expensive guys people at the top. Let's say if Ronaldo gets an inform, it's come on. Or if maybe Dybala, that's suspect, but I think he could be pretty expensive because of Ronaldo. But I would say guys who are about I would say under 100k maybe.
Yeah. That's probably fair.
Yeah, guys under 100k, keep it at that, and then just go for those guys.
Yeah, and I think it's good to point out that the reason why this Team of the Week does so well is because it drops at a time when nobody has coins, and its impacts are half the amount of normal Team of the Week, so you just have a low supply, and it's basically, you got to look at it like this. Once the watch will come out, and we'll talk about that in a little while, it'll come out 2 days after this Team of the Week, and then you'll kind of have Team of the Week 2, and you really only have a total of let's put it this way. You have, with ones to watch, you'd have 3 squads of 23. I can't do math because I'm from the NA. It's probably 60 plus special cards, right? But you got to look at it thinking that once the watch cards, guys, are not boosted until they get upgrades. They're just live items, but they come as the format of the gold card until they get boosted. So you've only got, going to October, you've only got 46 special cards between 2 Team of the Weeks that are actually already boosted, right? So then you're going to sit there and eliminate probably 20 to 15 that are not usable. So that's the reason why these guys actually jump up so much for that first week in League 2. They have a low supply, and they're basically the only special cards in the game early on. So a lot of people have a lot of desire to go use them. just pointing out a few other things with Team of the Week 1. Probably you did a great job, I think, with the fullbacks. It's so important because fullbacks are always kind of weak as gold cards, I feel like, unless you find the OP ones like Gold Valencia, Gold Walker, Gold Florenzi, like those kind of dudes are pretty overpowered as gold cards, but they're weak without special cards, that position. Something I want to point out was a player that I just did well with last year as an investment, and I kind of took a stab at it. Like, I didn't know it was going to work that well, but you kind of just got to try things, and especially when you know Team of the League 1 is going to go up a lot. I did really well with Bakambu last year.
Oh, wow.
And I bought him at I bought a few at, I think I bought like 5 at 37. I sold at 60. And then I bought like 5 more at 50 the day before he was going on packs. And he ended up going to 120. I sold at 105 because I was like, his max price range was like 120. So he hit 120 by basically the second weekend league in October. And the reason for this is because he's got a 4-star weak foot. Look, he's from the Congo and he plays for Villarreal. So it's not like he's from like a top 10 popular nation or he's from a top 10 popular club. He just plays in La Liga. He has a pretty big upgrade. He's got 90 pace, good shooting. So it just shows you like he literally like he went from like 40K to like 120. So if you find a guy who's just exactly like you said, meta, usable, and semi-desirable, it's a pretty good investment. Now, with Team of the Week 1 and kind of any of the first 5 Team of the Weeks, another way you guys can make coins is just buying the discard investments. Yeah. I didn't do it last year because we had all these 77 to 76 rated. Like, it's really interesting if you go and just like look at the graphs, which you guys can see on screen. Like Sorloth, like a guy like he's from Norway, 2-star skills, Alka Superliga, right? Like these kind of guys, they're gonna naturally over time. You go look at any like discard info from Team of the Week 1, even right now in FIFA, they're like probably at 40,000 coins or something. They just lose their supply through SBCs over the year. Any discard inform, I've got them on screen. Like, yes, guys, there's still about 10,000 coins in October, but you see in mid-October, they start to get up to like 15. But what I was saying was this, like, if you guys have the coins early on, especially if you guys are dropping points, or you guys have leftover change that you just don't need, like, even if it's like 50K a week, if you could, like, with anything in real life, like, if you could budget, right, like 50K a week to just set aside on buying 5 of these guys for 10,000 coins at what they discard for, I was saying this, like, always during Black Friday, which is in November, they always come out with a ton of SBCs, and there's always some Team of the Week repeatable, or there's some SBC that requires Team of the Week players. And if you look right now on Flippin', and this is just, I'm just giving you guys a brief point, like, there's a spike even on October 30th, which I don't know what that was for, but a lot of these discard informs, even random ones, I'm showing you guys, like, people playing in, like, the Swedish second league or stuff like that, like, they're going up to, like, minimum 25,000. So that's going to be something where if you buy it for 10,000 and you check back, you know, X amount of weeks later, it's going to be something that you probably wish you bought more of. So that's another tip I have for you guys. That's probably it with Team of the Week 1. And then just last while I have you here, let's talk about ones to watch and just give me your thoughts on, I've got the old ones to watch team up. We could talk about some potential new ones as we look through here and talk about kind of relationships to hype levels. Like what just give me your experience with the ones to watch this year. And I guess early on, did you look at any? Did you see a lot of upgrades with one guy? Do you think what's the best way or any tips you have regarding it?
Now ones to watch was something I wish I actually went at a lot more. I think my problem last year is, you know, switching from trading to pay to win. So I didn't really go all in to some like gut feelings I had with trading. But ones to watch is definitely a cash cow. I think we've talked about it for years now since they brought out ones to watch. But let's look at last year, right? So ones to watch, hopefully they bring them out the first weekend of release. I think last year they brought them out the first weekend of release. So let's say based on that, it could be September 29th they could come out, right? So if you have early access, what you want to do, of course, is to get the base gold versions of these players that might be ones to watches. We were listing them off in my video. Maybe, you know, Jorginho, Fabinho, some other big name players that are moved, Naby Keita, players like that. And then the thing is, once the full game releases, those guys are going to be out of packs if ones to watch is coming out right at that weekend. So the gold versions are not going to be available, but everybody needs some of those beast players for their teams, their BPL teams, their Serie A teams, things like that. So you pick them up, and then as ones to watches are out for that big hype weekend launch, the gold prices of the base gold prices go up, and you're just stockpiling them, you're holding on to them. And then hopefully the weekend league starts right after in the next weekend, maybe October 6th. And then, I mean, you know, when you see a good price, they could go up even further. But for me, when you see a good delta between your buying price and the selling price, just unload so you can put into better investments. And that is about one to watch. I mean, I did Morata last year. I think I was making about 20K on each Morata because and the thing is, like, some people you might not know, people don't really know yet if the player is going to be good or not. People thought Morata was going to be good in the game, I think, based on like the beta. And so I went in on that hype, sold each one for about 20K profit, but then, he kind of dipped right after when people started playing the weekend league because everyone's kind of like, this guy's actually kind of trash in real life and in FIFA. But so it doesn't just look at the hype. I think something about that Bakambu thing you're talking about is like Bakambu, people kind of found out that he wasn't that great after a while, but I mean, it doesn't matter based on that hype that people are hyping him up. Just go in on that, and then if you think maybe this guy might not be great, maybe you play with him, just get on that hype real quick and just like get out real quick as well.
Yeah, so I think we both did well with Murata last year. That was kind of like one of my guys that I went in on. I think you mentioned you bought at like 15, you sold in like the high 30s. I did some very similar thing like that. I probably kept a few more. He went up to like 55, which was crazy. I didn't never expect him to go that high. And again, it was a player that had a lot of hype. He was a new transfer, and he was like looking at the card faces, like he was looking like one of the better starter BPL strikers. So yeah, he's one that I did really well on last year. And there's a lot of these guys that you will be able to do well on is like little more low risk guys, and that was Nelson Semedo. I just bought him because he was Barcelona. He was a big transfer. And I looked at the right backs in La Liga, and I was like Juan Fran, Carvajal. Carvajal was going to be standard, but I saw Semedo, and I saw the 92 pace and the 80 dribbling, and I was like, all right, this is probably going to be a guy that people are going to be hyping up early on. And I think he got injured for most of the year. He didn't end up like his ones to watch didn't do well, but we're just talking about these guys going out of packs, and I bought a bunch at like 3. He went to 14, like he literally went to max price. So it shows you a sell time on a lot of these gold cards, guys, is probably towards the end of the week of the ones to watch promo, because it'll be every day you hold on longer, it'll be an extra day of him being out of packs, which is the reason why they keep rising, because the demand keeps going and the supply stops, so that makes him go higher. In terms of, ones to watch this year, I think the cards in general this year be the fall ones and the winter ones, but not really the winter ones so much. The fall ones, we got a lot of upgrades with ones to watch this year. So I think the ones to watch in the last fall, those transfers all did really well in terms of team of the week performances. You had Murata get an upgrade, Lukaku got 2, Mbappe got a ton. Salah had like 15 special cards. Neymar got up to 95. So last year's ones to watch was pretty good. In terms of gold cards, guys, every ones to watch are going to make you guys coins early on. So that's, as Chu talked about and I talked about, like that's something that you guys need to get in on after you trade. Definitely make some investments into those. It is a little bit of a guessing game because you're not going to get the ones to watch team when FIFA comes out. It's not like, hey, here's ones to watch. You have 2 days before this comes into packs. Go buy your gold cards. It is a guessing game. So you need to figure out and maybe take a few risks. I'm trying to look in here. Is there anybody? I think for me, I think Nelson Semedo was a guy I took a little bit of a risk on because I don't think he was guaranteed. He's like an 81 rated. Ones to watch is usually those hyped up big guy transfers. And he was a transfer to Barca, but I think I got a little lucky that he got it ones to watch, and that actually made him go up a ton because he wasn't so expected almost. So it's all about a guessing game with when you're buying gold cards. So definitely stick to the guys that will probably get them. Like, I don't know, big transfers this year. Cristiano Ronaldo is going to get one, but like Nainggolan will get one. So if you're on the budget of like 200K and you can buy a gold Nainggolan, look into that. Anybody in those kind of ranges, I would look into. And then so we talked about, just to end the video, we talked about, guys, this is something that we're getting a lot of questions about, is Player of the Month. We are going to be getting Player of the Month announced to us before FIFA 19 comes out. So in terms of investments and all that, there's not a ton you can do. But again, going back to Team of the Week 1, I think it's interesting for you guys to look at. If there is going to be a EPL inform this year from Team of the Week 1 that's like a Fabianski that's going to be 12, 13, 14K, I would pick him up because a lot of those informs in the EPL definitely start to rise in hype for Player of the Month, even though 50% of the time you don't need an inform. They still rise in the hype because people are trying to get in with investments and trying to hit it big. So that's something I would look at as well if we do get anything. Anything you want to add?
No, I think that's probably the most important thing about Player of the Month is that honestly, player of the month trading is just like it's half hype related, like half like actual fact from when the requirements come out. I like to play on the actual on just the hype versus the fact. I'm actually
Yeah.
bad at the guessing of the requirements. I usually like knock
Yeah.
some ideas off with like Golden Bear or something, but I always mess up. I just look back at POTM last year and think about what kind of POTM trader you were. Because for me, I just was horrible at guessing the requirements. So what I would do is I would just try to get like ahead of the game and just go and buy players who will probably get hyped up. So like you said, any Premier League, any Premier League inform is probably gonna get swooped up. I mean, take a look at the people you think be nominees. I mean, I don't know if you know the who is potentially up for one. Pereira.
Yeah, it's Pereira, Lucas, Mane. Mane's a big one.
Exactly, right. So take a look at the countries that they play, they are from, and then look for informs. I think informs from the Premier League, from those countries, will be incredible. Look at their teammates, informs from their teammates, Liverpool, Spurs, Watford, things like that. And even if they're not required, I mean, people are gonna think the exact same thing. So the price is gonna go up either way. So I would play on that.
Yeah, and then I think, as we said, we're going to know who it is, so you'll be able to prepare as we move in. I'd say sell on the hype before it comes out, just so you don't risk it. And then just the last thing is that I think the last two player of the months in terms of FIFA 18 and FIFA 17, I think FIFA 17's first player of the month was Sterling or Son. I don't know who it was. One of the two. And then, and then last year's was Mane. Like none of the three front runners right now, like Pereira, Mane, and Lucas, none of those guys are going to be over 87 or 88 rated with their special card. So like for me, it's not going to be more than 200K. And I was like just looking back a little bit before the video at the player of the months from like the first player of the month, because from FIFA 17 and 18, because not a ton of people have coins, so they're not going to make it like an Aguero that's like in a million coin SBC. They basically require every time, like the last 2 years, is like 10 Premier League players and like an 83 or 82 rated team. So yeah, if you guys have the chance, maybe you stock up your clubs, just get in some 80. It doesn't even have to be 83s, because I know 83s are always a little bit more expensive. You can pick up some like 82s in good positions that work for chemistry in the Premier League, and I think that will do well for you in Player of the Month. Chew, thanks for coming on today, man. I appreciate it. So guys, Chew's links are going to be in the description below. You guys going to be with him during FIFA 19 as well. A lot of good content there. Guys, thank you to everybody for watching the video today, and I will see you all in a video soon. Peace out.